trying to put me down on the ground, but I haters be jealous, cause I'm the right in their minds. In their minds, screw up with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds.
The Philippines Football League weekend action continues as we bring you your Sunday afternoon action. We just wrapped up our Sunday or Saturday evening games, but there's still plenty of action here. This is Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Camille Rodriguez. We've got Manila Digger and Maharlika Taguig squaring off, and these two teams, it's their first time to face off in the Philippines Football League setup, we could say, but they are very familiar with one another given their history playing sevens football against each other. And simple as this, these guys want to get the win because they want to keep their hopes alive in search of the title, we could say, and they want to prove that they belong with the big guns.
Yes, it's a great day for Philippine football here in Rizal Memorial Stadium, with both teams intending to continue their winning streak, and I'm very excited to see how they fare against each other today.
So let's see how they'll perform with the cameras and with the big stage as we'll jump ship to our matches on hand. We've got a lovely triple header dito po sa Rizal Memorial Stadium, and again we're kicking it off with Manila Digger and Maharlika Taguig squaring off. But later on, we do have Manila Monted squaring off with Tuloy FC in match number 2. But in our third of the day, we do have Philippine Army squaring off with United City FC. But all eyes here in this matchup between Digger and Maharlika. And before we carry on and zoom in further, we'll look through our results yesterday in what was quite an interesting day. Goals were everywhere, and teams were picking up clean sheets, Camille.
Yep. The teams that played yesterday showed and flexed their attacking capabilities. We see Taguig FC dominating against Air Force with an 8-0 scoreline. We have Stallion Laguna FC continuing their winning streak over Loyola FC with a 5-0 win. And the defending champions, Kaya FC Iloilo, with a 12-0 win versus Don Bosco Garelli.
So we see with the returning or expansion teams, they sure do have their work cut out. But hey, again, if you want to be the best, you have to play against the best, as they say. But as we said earlier, we are going to zoom in on our squads as we'll carry on. We've got Manila Digger. It was quite a debut for them because they picked up a sensational win, 3-2 over a hard-nosed squad like Philippine Army. And what do you have to say about that game, Camille?
I believe that Manila Diggers came in to make a statement here. It is their debut match in the PFL, and they came in with intent to win. So we saw Earl Pinero, Eric Giganto, and Daiki Jahana on the score sheet with a 3-2 victory over Philippine Army.
So we see Pinero and Giganto, makakilala dito na sa ating Philippine football circuit. Daiki Jahana, one of the crowd favorites we saw, introduced himself in style, the Japanese midfielder for the squad of Coach Pong Liman. But let's head over to Maharlika Taguig. Same scoreline, 3-2 versus Tuloy FC. And I think that match was also as high octane as the last one of Digger.
Correct. It was a thrilling 3-2 win where Maharlika survived the strong fight back from Tuloy in the second half. So after scoring 1-0 versus Tuloy, Tuloy leveled the game at 1-1, and eventually in the second half, they regained the lead as Nakoa fired from close range, and then Jalike from Tuloy FC scored a long range to make it 2-2. And then the decider was from Cyril Saut in the 70th minute, which was an own goal but proved to be the match winner for Maharlika.
So let's see how they'll be able to carry on that momentum in this game as we will take it pitchside to our reporter, Nina Alvia.
Coming into the first match of today's triple header, we can expect high morale from both Manila Digger FC and Maharlika Taguig FC because they did emerge victorious last week, and both of them are anticipating an increased difficulty of today's match due to the mid-afternoon heat. But the head coaches on both sides reminded the team to just remain strong to get through it. Before the match, Maharlika Taguig coach Lurch talked about the previous game where they lacked focus, causing an equalizer, which they were eventually able to overcome. But he said learning from that, he said that they never have to forget to defend no matter what the score may be. On the other side of the pitch, we have Manila Digger coach Pong, who said to never underestimate a team, especially this one. All they have to do today is to follow instructions. From there, he's expecting everyone to step up. At ngayon, let's find out kung sino ang mas magiging dominant today at kung kaninang win streak ang madutuloy. Back to you.
You are catching the continuing action of the Philippines Football League as we come to you from the Rizal Memorial Stadium. It is Maharlika Taguig FC as you see pictured. Well, we've got on the other side Manila Digger FC. Two squads again with a history outside of the PFL as they would square off with one another in the likes of the Sevens Football League. But this is their first meeting here on the big stage. And we run through our match officials. Si Clifford Daypuyat ay ang referee, si Relly Balila at si Gilbert Celoterio ay ang mga assistant. Si Samuel Mendoza ay ang fourth official, si Ravelo Saluria ay ang referee assessor at si Karin Ann Kaliway ay ang ating match commissioner. And there you go, we have a look at our team captains. We have Anton Del Rosario for Maharlika Taguig FC, and we've got Shin Min Ki for Manila Digger. Del Rosario, a veteran of the game, and he'll try to continue on that fine form. Anton Del Rosario is also squaring off with one of his former teammates from the national team, the Ascals as they were known back in the day, and Pong Liman will get on with their banter earlier on. This is Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Camille Rodriguez, and it is scorching hot. Anton Del Rosario is already hydrating as we saw, and we haven't even started the game. So here we are closing in on kickoff, and what are any striking points that we've got to have earlier? We had a lot of good conversations with the different team members of these squads.
Right, so entering this game, we spoke with Coach Lurch, and and the intent for the game is to stay focused, especially after scoring. This was a big learning from their previous game, and they look to improve it in this game. We also was able to talk to Coach Pong, and he kept it plain and simple. Sabi niya, follow lang ng game plan and stay together as a team.
Stay together as a team. But one here will prevail. And often, we could see a draw too, but in that scenario, it'll be very tricky. Some teams pick up a draw at the end of a game, and it will feel like a loss given the different circumstances. But it's on to kickoff. Manila Digger will get this underway. They are in their yellow uniforms with black shorts. Maharlika Manila are in their white kits. And we are off. We got this game underway thanks to Sanction John, who got it going. And how do you expect these teams to start the game given the conditions?
I believe both of them will come in looking to create possession. They want to keep the ball. They want to be as competitive as possible. And as we could see with the first few minutes, Manila Diggers is holding on to it and keeping possession with this ball.
So that's actually what we saw from Digger against Philippine Army last week. They were dictating the tempo of the game and took it to the troopers, but the troopers did score a number of goals, particularly on the counter, and gave these boys a run for their money. For Maharlika, it was interesting because Tuloy, as we know, like to keep the ball in the ground
Yes.
and play those combinations, but Maharlika, true to their nature with a lot of veterans, managed to hold their own and had some good spells with the ball too.
And this is what's interesting with this league, where we have so many teams and each team has their own identity, their own style of play. And we saw that Maharlika is a team that fights back. It's a team that's resilient. And when you go up against a team that is like Tuloy, who is always with each other, who eats, sleeps, breathes football, they do form that kind of culture. So in that game, Maharlika was able to create that statement na hindi sila magpapatalo till the end.
Right, true to the fighting spirit given their name, as you said earlier.
Tama.
Well, Manila Digger, as I got to call the game with Ivan Gallares, had to dig their way out of adversity, and
Yes.
they did indeed. Well, one big factor yung absent dito, as we have Maharlika trying to pounce now with their first spell of the ball. Abo. But it's still up for grabs here. And they try to whip it in. Taken over by the back line. And it's another chance now. Maharlika working their way in. They slid it over. Abo again. He's been one of those men for them to look out on offense. But it's collected now by the likes of Giganto. Eric Giganto, one of the goal scorers again. He is one of those big cogs in this squad of Coach Pong, given that he's played for the likes of Kaya Iloilo. He's picked up experience in the AFC competitions.
Yes, and this experience is what he brings to the Manila Diggers FC, which is, as we said, a new team. And you would need those veterans that are familiar with the style of play, the level of competitiveness of this league. And that is his value to the team. And we continue to see how he is able to make that impact for Manila Diggers.
That's right. When you refer to new teams, they want to gauge themselves already. So you start to sign up guys like Eric Giganto. Also, Ashley Flores. Coach Pong Liman was saying he got to recruit Ashley Flores, given their connection with the likes of San Beda back in the day.
Yes, and I believe he was also part of the national team pool, no? Na si Coach, tinatawagan ko siyang Coach Ashley kasi na-attach siya actually sa Filipinas, and
Yes.
he has that insight of being an attacker. And as an attacker myself, he had very insightful habits, small things that, he gives to the team, and I'm excited to see how he is able to execute that for his team.
That's brilliant for the team, because we did see Ashley Flores play for Minjola FC, and there is a spell where it looks like he opted to focus coaching you guys in the Filipinas, the women's national team. So throw in to resume play. Things getting chippy there. And it did not go the way of Victor Nakoa. He is the man to look out for again. 2 goals in their last victory. And he was squaring off with Janmar Barsanilla. Barsanilla not afraid or never shy to put his body in the line, as he has proven in his time here playing top flight football in the Philippines. He has that aspect, I can say, that people can't really teach. He shows heart, and he's been
Tama.
able to prove that with his previous teams.
I like what you said, no? Heart can't be taught, but it can be fostered, it can be grown, and when we talk about value to the team, that's his value for
That's
his
right.
team.
That's right. And he's such a humble guy when you get to interact with him off the pitch, which you love. It's eventually taken by Abo. It's now through the middle. MJ Canicosa, but known as MJ Libre. Hustling hard. We've unofficially given the name Angas ng Tondo. He's from there.
Iba nga talaga pag galing Tondo, no? May onting bagsik.
That's true. Nandun yung pagka-swag. But Maharlika were trying to go through the left. They got a man get clipped, and that is why we have a free kick. It's Timothy Uy who is down. Looks like he'll be okay. Kaya may shin guards tayo dun.
Kaya importante, no? Equip tayo. These are protections and we have to wear them for a reason.
So this one in the midfield. Interesting that they played it short. But there's another whistle. Stop and go action here from the looks of it.
And this is something we expected from two teams who are intending to win. Both of them want to keep and regain that possession, dictate the play, and right now Maharlika has a chance on goal to do that.
Free kick after free kick. This one getting much closer, we could say. And how do you size up these teams? Anyone with an advantage in terms of height or physique?
I believe Maharlika has that value in their top striker, no? Number 20, Nakoa. And when you are a striker, you'd want to be powerful, you'd want to be strong in front of the goal, holding off defenders. And he has proven that that is his value for Maharlika, especially after scoring in the previous game.
So let's see how that will go, but that set piece was not successful for them. But they'll continue to hold the ball. So Anton Del Rosario and Dave Basa are the center-back pairing again for Maharlika Taguig. And these two guys were members of the Miracle in Hanoi Ascals that just started it all for Philippine football. And Pong Liman again was their teammate years before that event happened. Coach Pong, of course, just had some great banter with Anton Del Rosario before the game.
Ano daw sabi?
He said he's just trying to tease him here and there, telling him to hang it up in a nice way. I tried to lure Coach Pong out of retirement. Coach, sumali ka na. Play up against Anton and Coach Dave Basa.
Yun yung masaya, no? Pag
Exactly.
nandito ka sa community natin na lalong nag-e-expand year by year, and we see now with 15 teams, it is inevitable that the people that you've shared moments with as a player, you meet them again in this setting.
I also think it's signs of aging a bit because some players you watch growing up, nagiging coach na sila.
Tama, tama.
An exception is Ashley Flores. Medyo bata pa si Coach Ashley.
Oo, kaya pa ni Coach Ash.
That's right. So play resumed by Yuya Kureyama for Manila Digger. Both keepers would like to get their respective clean sheets of the season. As here's a chance now down the right. Getting into the box. There's Ashley Flores, who was hustling hard on the right wing. And Manila Digger and Maharlika Manila, that's very interesting, are both in 4-1-4-1 formations. Johanna connected well there to resume play. Sabi daw ng Manila Digger, traffic dito sa kanan. Dito sa gitna, Barcenilia. Got it to their skipper. Eric Giganto getting in. They're asking for a foul. He was saying there was a push. High fives everywhere dito para sa Taguig. And there's a look at Dante Tirando playing the right back position. And they took that goal kick short already. That's really changed the loss of the game now that goal kicks are allowed to be taken and passed to a player inside the box.
Yes, it could be used as a strategy for certain teams, building out from the back, involving all members on the field.
I think that is also promoted. Short passing and building up from the back. We still do see it often, but what some keepers would do is just kick it long from their 6-yard box. The 6-yard box, the small rectangle inside. But it now resumes. And we want to remind you that Kelm is the official outfitter of the Philippines Football League and Star is the official match ball. So how this tournament works again for the expanded Philippines Football League, as Giganto played it to open space but not on the same page with any of their attackers. We have 15 teams. They will all get to play each other once. So it's a single round robin. If you get one win, you add 3 points to your tally. As here's a counter that Otoyemi is trying to spark. Still, I was going to say it was up for grabs, but MJ Libre got it. MJ Libre doing what he does best and takes it, but it was clearly no good from the get-go. When you like what you're seeing there from Libre, establishing their presence in the game. Here's a replay.
We see a long shot on goal. Maharlika FC seeing and wanting to make that statement in that moment. But unfortunately, it went well above the goal.
Well, MJ Libre using his skills to blow by the defense. Well, here's Eric Giganto who'll try to answer back up against player number 30, Dante Terrando. So when you're talking about the league format, if you get a win, you add 3 points to your tally. A draw will give you 1 point. A loss, you get 0. And we have no finals, so whoever will finish number 1 will be crowned as the champion. You can say it's a little straight to the point, but hey, it's hard to get the wins here. It's hard to get wins given the level of competition.
And to your point, every game matters. Every point, every goal. Because it could even come to a point where you are down, your position in the league rather is down to your goal difference, meaning how many points, how many goals have you scored for your team, and how many goals you've conceded.
That's right, as Johanna whips this in. There's some chaos in the box. Dave Paso taking a fall. The job's half done here. They got, Maharlika got to stop that attempt from Digger, pero may corner kick sa labas. And that looks like the second corner kick of the game. You have free kicks, you have set pieces. Corner kicks may be as close as it gets here. Shin Min Ki will drive this in from the further end. Let's see how this will go. They got to find a guy in the back post. Maharlika desperate to get it out. Manila Digger were asking for a handball. Very interesting. But here's a chance now. Nakoa, a marked man, got past one. Still many more to get by. But the team effort, 6 players surrounding him, was tough. It was 6-2.
I think in that moment, he showed his eagerness to score. Na kahit 6 yung kalaban niya, he was holding on to the ball. He wanted to create the play. And that is the mentality that we see with number 20, Nakua.
Would it have gone differently maybe if he got to find his onrushing teammate on the other side or wait for support?
Maybe. Possibly. Ang importante kasi pag naglalaro ka, lalo na kung attacker ka, meron ka ding suporta. So in that moment, meron naman siya, dalawang wingers na gustong sumuporta. But you know, with the game of football, it really is what pass is the best choice. What is the best choice you can make to be the most effective? And in that moment, he tried, but possibly there was a better choice. And really, when you're many man down, you really are at a numerical advantage.
Well, one thing to justify what he did, he did pick up 2 goals again last game, as we said. As they play to him, Lucas Del Rosario gets this. It wasn't dealt with well, though, by Darwin Regala at the back, playing the right back position. Darwin Regala, one of the seasoned pros who have moved over here. Lucas Del Rosario playing the center mid position dito para sa Taguig. Same last name as Anton Del Rosario, so I had to ask, are you guys related? They were messing around. Lucas jokingly went, oh, Anton's is Tito, sabi daw. But not the case here. Not the case here. But the thing with Lucas Del Rosario is he did pick up a number of appearances for the U18 national team of the United States. But here, there's no letter F next to his name on the team sheet. Therefore, he's a Filipino. So possible national team eligible siya. Of course, should he be able to impress the likes of Coach Tom St. Feet, who would drop by games also here dito sa Philippines Football League.
And that's what the league provides us, no? Especially for these up-and-coming male footballers na may platform sila maglaro, may platform sila ma-scout, and it is really an opportunity for them to show what they can do, especially in this kind of level.
So we're more or less in the 17th minute of action already, and our referee, to no surprise, has called for a cooling break, and we will expect temperatures to go down later on as the game will progress, but here we are in the midst of the summer heat. Looks like referees have also resorted to wetting their spikes. I think that's something that we'd see when people play on turf.
Yeah, that's something us players also do. Personally, I've also wet my cleats kasi mainit talaga, lalo na pag naglalaro ka ng ganitong 3 p.m. Ang kalaban mo, or at least ang additional challenge bilang isang footballer, ay yung heat talaga.
And we're already suffering from the heat, and we're in the shade of the grandstand. But what more for the players, as we know, and continue to stay hydrated. And just curious to ask you as a player, what would be your hydration routine? Do you take water or just mix it up with any sports drinks? No brands, walang sponsor tayo dito, syempre.
Day before a match really is when your hydration should begin. I mean, every day you should be hydrated, but especially before the game, because the belief is when you wake up on game day, the level of hydration that you wake up with, yun ang yung hydration level mo for the rest of the day. So gusto mo, pagising mo, hydrated ka na. And then on game day, I do have electrolytes which help me because we do lose a lot of sweat, no? Habang naglalaro ng football, lalo na ng football ay isang endurance match, endurance sport.
This electrolyte drink, is the sports drinks that you're referring to, is that it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, very interesting. As we see our Manila Digger fans enjoying the action, we did get to talk to their big boss also before the game in Shashuo Ramos. Ramos is Filipino name, as we know. Shashuo is his Chinese name, and he did say they're trying to get involved with the Filipinos and the Chinese here in the Philippines, and he's been setting them up with gear, and he loved that spirit. He's been promoting Philippine football, and Manila Digger FC has attracted interest from footballers in China. And China, as we know, one of the higher ranked countries in Asia. And as we say again, if you want to get better, you have to play against people who are better than you or who are the best.
Yan yung maganda, di ba? Yung mga clubs natin, may fan base sila, at yung intent lang from the manager mismo na gusto niyang may mga merch, yung mga fans, no? Naka-elevate yun ng fan experience na may pa-scarves, may pa-jerseys, and he did share that there has been intent, no, na gusto ng mga supporters ng Manila Digger FC yung merch na to.
Of course, rocking your team spirit, and in doing so, supporting your local teams, you are supporting Philippine football, as a number of our national team players do come from the local league and the local pipeline, as it's on with Del Rosario. 20 minutes in, and we look at our statistics at the moment. Any striking points here, Camille? Passes completed, 16-42, or what else is there to see?
We've seen what we've expected. It's going to be a close match, no? So Manila Diggers FC with 57% of possession right now, and Maharlika Taguig FC with 43%. We did expect both teams to have a back and forth because they do want to win this game, because they do want to extend their winning streak. And the things that Maharlika Taguig has done right is they have had a shot on goal, and the more shots that they do and the more accurate that they have, the higher their chances of winning.
Siyempre, lahat masaya sa isang team if they do get to grab that win, but it's still goalless as we speak. And here's the replay of that foul. Is that a foul or a handball? But it will go Manila Diggers' way. And later today, we do have Manila Montet and Tuloy FC squaring off at 5:45 p.m. while Army and United City FC will play in our main event at 8:30. Over at the University of Makati at 4, we have Davao Aguilas and Minjola FC 1991. to play their match. And what's up for grabs again here? The top-ranked team with an AFC license will play in the group stage of the AFC Champions League 2, which is a regional competition. So Eric Giganto will try to work his magic on the left. It took a number of bounces, but not a problem dito para sa goalkeeper ng Maharlika Taguig. Dave Basa got it over to Junior Miley. Junior Miley is drifting in the middle. It's a fantastic play here from Maharlika. Finding one another, they take it. It's shy off the far post, but I think you like what you're seeing if you're Coach Ler Chenjang.
As we could see here, that was a great run by Miley of Maharlika FC to pass it to Nakoa, who was patient, took a shot, and it is the second shot for Maharlika Taguig FC of the game so far.
With the live action, Lucas Del Rosario was trying to bring it up. The probing run. But it's calmly returned by Kuriyama to his back line. And for you as a player, how confident are you guys when you have such a skilled goalkeeper? You guys make a mistake or you're not as afraid to attack because, you know, she's got your back?
Tama. It's precisely that, everything you said, no? Yung mga goalkeepers natin, sila yung mga leaders eh. They see the whole pitch, tapos bilang isang defender lalo na, no? Magiging mas confident kapag kinakausap ka ng goalkeeper mo and you get more confidence and that confidence just passes on, di ba? From the goalkeeper to the defensive line to the midfielder line all the way to the top striker in front.
From your playing experience, who would that goalkeeper be? Very curious.
Marami. We have the likes of my fellow veteran player in the national team, Ina Palacios, no? We also have Olivia McDaniel. I also have my teammates in Ateneo, Marian Capara. So these are attributes of what leaders are, and goalkeepers are leaders.
You do, of course. I know there's a lot of communicating as a goalkeeper and telling players whom to mark, especially when you find yourselves dealing with the likes of corner kicks and free kicks. That's lovely stuff. I've been doing a survey, okay, whenever I get to work with national team players. I do ask that question.
Sino nga daw?
One guy.
What are your results?
One guy was Armand Del Rosario, and he goes, "Dude, Neil," straight up. Expected me to know the answer already. I mean, I can't blame him, okay? That he got to play with a top guy like Neil Etheridge, captain natin, no, sa Philippine men's national team. Dine Barley trying to connect with Jerome Marzan. Those two guys again. Marzan and Ibarle bringing that experience. Marzan, tasked with manning the midfield, but Lucas Del Rosario prevailed. And here's this spell. The loose touch, though, from MJ Libre. It's not often you say that. Given his technical ability, Manila Digger will try to pounce on the counter now, getting the ball together. Promising combinations, but he tried to get it to Giganto on the other side, but it was no good. Well, here's MJ Libre. Playing it out wide to Abo. Raymond Abo, or Gab is his nickname. Tried to cut it back, but it was picked up, though, by Nakoa. It's no good. And I almost ran out of words to say there. It was virtually gifted to Victor Nakoa. Here's what went on.
As you could see, Nakoa showing his strength and power and just a little bit of frustration at the end, but we could see that his intent is there.
Ganda na nga ng denial ni Daniel Ashley, but looks like he had a slight glitch in his brain and didn't get to clear it.
That's what we could see. No, Maharlika is knocking on the door. They've had 3 shots now after 25 minutes to an unanswered 0 shots from Manila Diggers FC so far.
Here's the ball whipped in to the far post. Junior Miley got it back. Now it's on the middle. Otoyemi is taken. What a save by the keeper to deny Dave Basa. And mind you, Dave Basa's center back was all the way up because it was a set piece. What a save there from Yuya Koreyama. It will be a throw-in. And take a look, Anton Del Rosario's signature throw-in is back. Taken, but it's with the keeper again. Koreyama, a busy man, and Digger fans applauding his effort. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to show Anton's age, but I did get to see that long throw growing up. Same with a lot of Pinoy football fans, and that throw-in essentially becomes like a cross. Parang
Yes.
nagiging corner kick.
That is a tool that you can use, no? And Anton, being a veteran, has that up his sleeve.
As this shot was taken by Daiki Jahana, the fan favorite, looking to get on the score sheet again after he managed to do so in their opener last week.
Oh, medyo na-excite ako nung nag-shot siya eh. I think that would be the first shot of Manila Diggers towards the goal.
But that was definitely off target, as we saw. So some fine-tuning on their end. And we just want to remind you, you're catching the game on pfl.org.ph and on Blast TV, and also on Premier Football on Sky Cable and on Signal TV. And just to show who are the teams to beat, Kaya FC Iloilo and Stallion Laguna top the table with Taguig FC with 2 wins in as many games. Goal difference is what separates them. Kaya are plus 14, Stallion are plus 12, and Taguig are plus 11. As you were saying earlier, Camille, goal difference is the tiebreaker if ever tabla tayo sa points. At binigay nila kay MJ Libre. He took the shot, but it was denied by Barsanilla. It's been quite a shift for these boys already. I think their keeper wanted to play it on the right wing there. Pero medyo nawala yung element of surprise kasi medyo na-delay si Yuya Koreyama dun. But Maharlika will try to answer back immediately. Some pushing and shoving. Daniel Ashley getting the clearance, but it couldn't get to the boots of Ashley Flores from the looks of it, manning the right wing. Manila Digger have had to play behind the ball so far, and looks like most of the momentum have gone dito para sa Maharlika Taguig.
Yes.
Victor Nakoa, there's a looping ball, pero wala na talaga noong umpisa.
I think what Maharlika Taguig FC is doing right now is that they're creating supporting angles to each other. That's why they've been having most of the possession as it stands, and Manila Diggers need to improve on that a little bit more, where they have to have people supporting on the right, on the left, and making sure that they string passes, and if they're able to do that, it can look positive for them.
So let's see how these guys will get chugging again. And the difficult thing here is once momentum's taken by your opposing team, it's difficult to get it back, as we see Maharlika again. Manila Digger have been getting choked in the midfield. Ball still in play from the looks of it. Maharlika did hold it to get their numbers forward. And that switch not going well. And you see they're not on the same page there when you refer to the likes of Dante Teorando and Gab Abo. As we hit the 30th minute already. It's on the cooling break number 2. And what would have to be your assessment here, Camille, on the way these two teams have been faring so far? Goalless as we speak.
For me, I think Maharlika has looked very positive. They've played a lot of the game in Manila Diggers' pitch right now. Manila Diggers, their best chances of the game came when 2 of the corner kicks in the first 30 minutes. And, you know, in my experience, corner kicks can be a tool to win. So should they capitalize on it, it can be a different ball game.
So it's all about executing now and making that magic work for them. We saw the likes of Coach Lemuel Unabio pictured We saw the Manila Digger staff, and there you go with passing accuracy, pretty much even at 78 to 80. And when we talk about accuracy, halos parehas pa rin yung dalawang teams dito. There's team manager Ethan Lee of Maharlika. We also got to chat with him earlier today, right before the game. And here's some of the highlights. MJ Libre updating his reel. And there's Dave Basa. I think one of the best chances so far in this game.
I agree, and it was a great save by the Manila Diggers goalkeeper Yuya Kuriyama.
And there's just the clearance they try to pounce on. Kuriyama again, calm and collected. There's another look. And Coach Ler Chenjiang, when I had to ask him, of course, that they were playing against a Young Tuloy squad last game. How would that fare for their players who are a little advanced in age, we could say? And he did say, first number one, right? Look at the results. They won 3-2. But Coach Ler said it wasn't easy. And to compensate, they did have their fullbacks, the likes of Terando, who were speedy enough to stop the Young Tuloy boys. As again with this match, this is pretty much the Sevens derby here. Maharlika, the team of Anton Del Rosario, are squaring off with fellow Sevens side Manila Digger FC. You gotta love that because they formed their respective communities, and it's very humbling. Nagsimula sila sa Sunday League, where we would say people from all walks of life would play, as this shot is taken, and it's good by Lucas Del Rosario, the former United States Youth International, stamping his quality. Balay wala lang daw yung goal with the celebration. He's just messing there, but sulit yung cooling break na yan dito para sa Maharlika Taguig. All smiles for them as they get the opener. Lucas Del Rosario. What a finish there. Pati tayo nagulat dun eh. Bottom corner.
And if we see here again, Lucas Del Rosario giving himself a really good angle, and it was a shot across his body, bottom right corner of the goal, and it proved to be the opening goal for this Manila Diggers versus Maharlika Taguig FC match.
His first of the season. He'd definitely like to make that the first of many. And we did say, sulit yung cooling break na yan para sa Maharlika Taguig.
Oo, kumbaga parang sa ibang sports, parang siyang time out, di ba? Makakapahinga ka, makaka-regroup. Physically, yes, but also mentally. And it proved to be the difference, I believe, for Maharlika Taguig FC. Just seconds after the cooling break.
Literally seconds. I mean, hindi tayo naka-cooling break naman yung mga commentators dito, but we were just sorting out our notes and stuff, and naka-goal kagad si Lucas Del Rosario. Well, we see that sense of urgency from Manila Digger as it's on the right now. Ashley Flores. Ashley Flores pa rin. Wins him a corner kick, and corner kicks have favored Manila Digger actually in this game, but no goal to show for that effort. But you were talking about it earlier. Yun yung mga golden opportunity nila score.
Yes, and they have one golden opportunity right now to equalize, to have a response to that goal by Maharlika Taguig FC. And dito na yung sinasabi ni Coach Lurch, no, na pagkatapos ng game, kailangan focus pa rin sila. Kasi in the previous game, that was their learning. They would concede right after scoring. So let's see how they fare. Let's see if Manila Diggers is able to capitalize on this corner.
Daiki Jahana will send this in. It will be an out swinger. So he runs up, sends it in. The keeper gets it. Not a problem at all. And what could possibly be the mindset here for Manila Digger? They are down, and bigla gumanda yung laro nila ng konti. They had a promising spell with the ball.
Ito na yung sinasabi natin ng urgency, no? Minsan pag nakaka-goal yung kalaban, biglang magigising ka. And nakita natin yon, di ba? Right after they conceded a goal, they had their first attack on the ball is a corner kick. So that just shows that they're here to keep playing, they're here to be competitive, and it's exciting.
Pero syempre, medyo sayang yung wake-up call mo, nagiging goal mula sa kalaban.
Yun lang.
Yun lang.
All part of the game, all part of the team tactics, and hopefully it will benefit them.
And we look at potential options on offense. There's Japet Pinheiro, who's on the bench for Coach Pong Liman of Manila Digger. Eric Giganto is here and started. Daiki Jahana is one of their men in the midfield as this came off the woodwork. Del Rosario collects. They'll try to negotiate the danger zone. Numbers not favoring them though. Maharlika had to get their numbers back.
And when we talk about response, Claro, yun yung response by Ashley Flores on the right, where he has had the second attack on that right, and the second time that he was able to do that, he beat his defender and was able to have a shot on goal, just denied by the woodwork.
And that's what defines goals, of course. And sometimes it's just a matter of inches, but here comes Jahana. He had some space, but tracking down was Gababo, a great effort from him. And it will be interesting to see how Maharlika will handle this, given what you mentioned. But here's Jerome Marzan giving them some life, but just sent it straight to his counterpart. That interception was courtesy of Otto Yemi a while ago. But here comes a foot race now. Junior Miley to chase up against Darwin Regala. Darwin Regala has had stints with the likes of Stallion. He also did play for National University in the UAAP or university ranks. Tirando will try to play it out wide here. Abo had some space in the middle. And here this time he sent it to Marzan. Holding back and forth. Del Rosario's ball couldn't connect. Grabe yung intensity ng game bigla, no? Dahil sa goal ng Maharlika.
Tama. I was just about to say, you could feel it here in the stadium. If you're here in Rizal Memorial Stadium, the intensity of the game has upped a little bit more. Things are a little bit more exciting, and honestly, Manila Diggers have looked or are playing now with a little bit more urgency, Claro.
A sense of urgency to dig themselves out of that scenario. Para sa Maharlika Taguig naman, gusto pa nila umiscore ulit. Definitely a one-goal lead is not safe. If they concede, they'll find themselves in similar territory compared to the game against Toloy. Well, here comes Giganto. Flores. Giganto. Didn't work out well for them there. But here's their man breaking free now on the right. This is Darwin Regala. Jahana. On to their skipper, Shin Min Ki. We see their man up front assessing his options. That was John. Shin Min Ki. And took a fall. But to his disbelief, it's a foul against him. I think this is the replay of that exact incident. Very interesting there. Shin Min Ki. And actually get into an altercation last game against Ago Ariola. Ago Ariola sadly was given a red card. I believe that was his second yellow last game. Del Rosario with Libre. You see the skill there, yung footwork ni MJ Libre to keep it kahit traffic.
Yes, when you're a player, it's so important to keep the ball close to your body because this gives you more control, and he was able to do that. And Maharlika still with possession.
And for the benefit of course, for those watching, MJ Libre did grow up playing futsal, as there's a shot of Timothy Oy, Maharlika's left back. MJ Libre playing futsal, of course. You can play futsal anywhere. A basketball court, sa kalye, you name it. And that's how he just got into this game. It's a great avenue, of course, for grassroots football too. Del Rosario came away the interception by Timothy Uy. A patient play again here. Na kay Mamadou Sene. I think these are scenarios, what do you think, where they can relax a bit given that they have a goal but not be complacent.
I agree, no? So it seems like they do want to take care of the lead, but at the same time, they are still attacking. They know that the game is still far from over. And I think true to their name as Maharlika, lumalaban sila, warriors sila.
There you go, as he said again earlier. Referee Clifford Taipuyat was in the way, but I think he stopped play. Well, at first I thought it's for the incident of Dante Terrando, but he will resume play with the drop ball. And that is what happens now with the loss of the game. Giganto tried to get through. Del Rosario gave it to Dine Barley now. With a gutsy challenge from Abo, it's not enough. Giganto gave it over to John. And game on, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 43rd minute. All smiles, all cheers for Manila Diggers' goal. Para sa celebration din nila. Mukhang approved ng mga kanilang supporters. And there you go.
Giganto in that moment really showed his experience, diba? He was knocked off the ball, but he was still on his feet. He picked the pass, and John was there, calm, cool, collected, and scored the equalizer to keep Manila Diggers in the game.
And there you go. Eric Giganto making the dream work.
Dream work indeed.
See again, that's the reason why they signed him up here. Because he's not just going to bring in that benchmark, but he's also going to deliver for you in late game scenarios. So Eric Giganto, a goal last game. And this time around, he has an assist. And this has got to hurt if you are Maharlika because you concede while you're closing in on halftime.
And when we talk about strategy, these last few minutes are actually so important for both teams because the question is, do you want to manage the scoreline? Do you want to get another one off? And it seems like naganahan pa ang Manila Diggers ngayon as Giganto finding another cross to John.
Similar script, but it was a bit further. Marzan, Jahana couldn't connect though. Well, here's Maharlika. Read well by John Barcenilia. Their center back joining in. But let's see who'll get possession. It's on to Maharlika. Nakoa. Nakoa, who wears Fayol on his jersey. As Dini Bardes sends this back. It looks like they'll try to kill momentum here and spread the opposing Maharlika defense.
I think important for Manila Diggers right now is to really manage the game. This is where they want to be, you know. They are at this level again, and they would want to keep this momentum entering the halftime for a better second half for them.
Eric Giganto asked for it and got it. He tried to use his trickery for a moment. Regala from the middle. I don't think they intended to find Marzan there, but it went to him. Giganto whipped it in. Dave Basader to come up with the denial against Ashley Flores.
I take it back, Claro. They are not managing the game. They want to finish it from here. Gusto nila kumuha pa ng isa, and we see Giganto's skill in this moment, beating his defender, being cheeky, and Ashley Flores there, ready to receive his cross.
So additional time, and we have 3 minutes as confirmed by fourth official Samuel Mendoza. At the least, of course, these teams would like to head into the locker room with this 1-0 score. Del Rosario now with some pressure on John. John got it back now. Del Rosario turn back the clock. I would say. I mean it in a good way.
That was a well-timed tackle by Anton Del Rosario, really denying the forward run and dribble by Dion, who seemed to have been spirited and awakened after that goal, no, for Manila Diggers FC.
But that ball came off of Timothy Oy. They concede a throw in. But it is a throw in from deep. Well, we haven't seen any long throwers dito para sa Manila Digger FC. It's not every day you have players like that, of course. Just bringing out this topic because we did see a long throw mula kay Anton Del Rosario kanina. Johanna played it back. We have about 2 more minutes remaining. Kitang-kita yung sense of urgency again, like what you said, Camille.
Minsan, that's all it takes. That one attack, the one goal, one moment changes the game, and it
This could be
seems
one
like
of them.
Maharlika FC is trying to pull one back, get the lead.
Options in the middle. It was no good. That hit the side netting. No goal there. Victor Miley in disbelief.
I think his teammate there was asking for a cutback where he was an option. He was unmarked, and should that pass been passed to him, that could have spelled the difference for Maharlika FC before entering halftime.
Right. We did say that MJ Libre was there in the middle. Nandun siya.
Ang sabi mong libre siya.
Libre. Si MJ Libre. At posible, sasayaw pa rin yung mga guardia niya dun, yung mga defender. With his dribbling skills.
Tama.
When this ball was brought up eventually, there was concern because Maharlika left a gap in the midfield to their defense. As they'll try to reset now. You can say they have their work cut out with the way momentum has shifted over to their counterparts.
Really, this past 15 minutes have really been so exciting, where the momentum has been going back and forth in Maharlika FC and Manila Diggers, and it's just been very entertaining to see them go at it.
And we see possibly, maybe when the sun will set or temperatures will go down, this game might open up even more. But here comes Ashley Flores in the middle. Denied by Dave Basa. Dave Basa, in particular, has really had Ashley Flores' number. Johanna! When it's no good again. He hasn't really found his shooting boots in this first half, but there is the halftime whistle. 1 goal apiece. Shang Chong John just equalized in the 43rd minute because Lucas Del Rosario opened the scoring dito para sa Maharlika Taguig in the 34th. And it's all to play for, and we'll be back after our break to bring you your halftime analysis and your statistics.
We thank you all for coming today and encourage you to visit Philippines Football League Facebook page and the official PFL website, pfl.org.ph, for more details on the Philippines Football League. The passion, the power, the Philippines Football League on the rise. To those who are posting photos and videos in their social media accounts, please include hashtags, #PFL 2024, #PFL on the rise, and #support local football. You can also
It's been a tight match here at the Rizal Stadium between the Maharlika Taguig FC and the Manila Diggers FC. So here I have with me Ethan, the team owner of Maharlika Taguig FC, and I just want to ask you, how do you think the team will be able to keep up with the intensity for the rest of the match?
So far we had a good start. We led 1-0, and then I felt like the team took a dip with its intensity. So we did have a lapse, which is very unfortunate towards the end of the first half, literally at the end of the first half. So it's now tied. You know, it's at the end of the game. It's 1-1. I feel like right now they're in the locker room, refocusing, regrouping. All we have to do is just stick to the game plan, and I think that if we just stick to the game plan, that the second half things should fall into place, and hopefully, things turn out better for Maharlika.
Were there any reminders that you gave them or that was given to them to help them focus for the second half?
Basically, this is the importance of training. So what we do throughout the week to prep for a game, following the game plan, listening to the coaches, playing for one another, that's pretty much enough to, get the game plan done for the second half.
Thank you so much, Ethan, and good luck to your team. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Nina and Ethan Leaf, for that interview. And you gotta love it again with our Pitchside reporter letting us know what's going on down in the ground. Kasi nandito tayo sa taas ng grandstand, and we see how Maharlika are quite optimistic heading out of the break, despite of them relinquishing the lead, because they did find the opener again. And here are the highlights. And I think that's one of the biggest chances or best chances of the game so far. We see another shot that was taken, and with the action that we are seeing here, what has impressed you, Camille?
For me, it really is the intent of Maharlika FC to attack, and eventually, after 3-4 shots on goal, their efforts have been repaid with that goal by Del Rosario.
Lucas Del Rosario, yes. But here's how they answered back in style. Manila Digger FC did equalize 9 minutes later, so it wasn't very long actually that the squad of Coach Lurch Enjang and of Anton Del Rosario held on to the lead. But here's the statistics, and what do the numbers tell us right now?
The numbers tell us that it is a very competitive match. So we noticed that at the start of the game, Maharlika FC had many attacks. They had control of the game, and then after scoring, they just lost a little bit of focus, and Manila Digger answered back with a goal, and that goal came from a really experienced and cheeky move by Eric Giganto, who was calm enough to stay on his feet and set up his teammate, Gion. Sanction, Gion.
So we see with cards, none have been given so far in this game. I think the behavior of the players, of course, has been sound in this one. Very interesting, though, here is that we have 3 corners for Manila Digger, none for Maharlika Taguig, but Maharlika, yung lamang ngayon in play. Their goal was off open play, actually, when we talk about it. And other shots, but possession, you can say it favors Manila Digger, but it's quite close, right, if you ask me.
And for me, something to highlight about Manila Diggers FC is that they had 5 shots on goal and 1 on target, and that 1 shot on target proved to be the defining goal for them. And in games like this, it only takes just 1 goal, and Manila Diggers have very encouraging performances to build on heading into the second half.
So that does it for our statistics, only halfway through, and let's see which team will just flip the script, as we'd like to remind you that, or tell you that in between matches, you can go grab yourself some onion rings from 8 Cuts just outside the grandstand, as 8 Cuts is our official catering partner right here. So I think you are doing good in your stint so far as a commentator. I'm going to take a 10-minute break. I'm going to get some onion rings for myself. That's what I said to our colleague Ken Soriano yesterday. I'm going to leave for 10 minutes, grab some food.
Well, thank you so much, Clara. It's been a joy. And for everyone here in Rizal Memorial Stadium, make sure to grab your onion rings from the outside stand of 8 Cuts.
Yes, it's just outside the grandstand. So yesterday, actually, na-excite ako. Kita ko na, nagsaset up sila eh.
And for those watching on our live stream platforms, pwede din kayo mag-order.
That's right. Do make sure to support 8 Cuts. So teams already got to head out of their respective locker rooms, and you love it here. We've seen a great number of sponsors just join in to support Philippine football. I think you love that as a player, of course, given that you've seen the game grow from day one.
Really, and when we talk about growth, we could see it here in PFL that we now have 15 teams who are going up against each other in a single round-robin tournament style where every game really counts. Wala nang championship matches. So meaning, kada game kailangan talaga best effort. So a win will give you 3 points, a draw will give you 1 point.
So we just saw Michelle Cobb pictured right there before kickoff. A professional volleyball player, and she did say she is supporting Maharlika Taguig FC, and it's good to see Michelle Cobb supporting another sport right here. And we wish her all the best with her career. So a handful of changes that we'll try to confirm with our venue announcer.
Replaced by number 5, Sufeng Bouazoui.
Very interesting that Sofian Bozawi was inserted right after halftime to come in for Otoyemi of Maharlika. Bozawi often the player who comes off a little later in the second half to give them that much needed spark in the midfield. Siya na rin yung nagiging parang 12-man nila, or that first choice off the bench. And he is a game changer, I will say. And according to his profile online, he's from Morocco. So giving him that experience.
And what's valuable is that they have players like this who really come in and change the game. And I like what you said about game changers. Usually, they are the ones who really spell the difference, and they can be a tool that can help the team win.
Well, Ashley Flores couldn't get in. And he's had a tough day in the office. Maharlika, in their experienced back line, have really kept him in check. But here comes Lucas Del Rosario. Lovely play from Taguig. Nakoa. Couldn't get it to Del Rosario though. Sayang yung oportunidad na yun. And there's a look at Nakoa again. You got to give him his touches again because he emerged as their lead man on offense. You'd like to add to his 2 goals so far in this season. And we ran through the statistics, the analysis. Camille, what are you expecting here from our 2 squads competing right now?
I believe Maharlika is coming in refocused. This is something that they want to improve on, and they will make sure that they will hold on to this scoreline and build on it like they did in the first 20 minutes where they really controlled the possession of the game. And Manila Diggers, with the last 5 minutes of the first half, they looked very positive, very encouraging, and hungry for that goal. And I believe they were the last to have the shot on goal in the first half.
As we see now, MJ Libre trying to get them going. Anton Del Rosario. Wazawi. Del Rosario flicked it to Dave Basa. And you see some of the probing runs in trying to make life difficult for Maharlika. But as a result of the runs, or despite of the runs, these guys are progressing forward.
And as we expect, this game really will be competitive as the time will click on. 1-1 so far, but I believe many more goals are in line for us for today, Claro.
That was Junior Miley, and it was Darwin Regala going at it. Regala getting the stop. No clean sheet for these teams in this game, but they want to get that clean sheet, we could say, in the second half at least. This game definitely wide open, but here's a chance. Manila Digger connect. It looks like it is Giganto from the looks of it. Getting in. He took a fall. He's asking for a foul inside because any fouls inside the goalkeeper box. O nasa loob ng goalkeeper box siya. That would be a penalty if ever. That's what Giganto was asking for.
And that ball actually came from Su Diao, who seems to be an incomer, a substitute made for Manila Diggers FC.
That's right. Diao came in to replace Jerome Marzan. So a 45-minute shift completed for Jerome Marzan, who started at center mid. Giganto was unsuccessful in that foray into the goalkeeper box, but they have a corner kick. Daiki Jahana again, their Japanese midfielder and fan favorite. Ang haba na rin ng title niya. Grabe, no? He's, of course, wowed the fans with his stellar play. It's in the center. Came off of Barsanilia. Off the woodwork. Just kept it in, though. I thought it went past the, actually, for a goal kick, but not the case. Janmar Barsanilia getting it done. Pero medyo na-stress yung mga tao dun.
And again, this is Manila Diggers' fourth corner of the match, and it seems like it's an opportunity for them to score.
Janmar Barsanilia took a fall. It appeared that Barsanilia and Abo just went for the ball at the same time. Well, here is that spell. Oh, it looks like there's a shove, rather, from what we saw in the replay, right? Pero
Yep.
we do have the advantage again of having this vantage point where we are up in the grandstand and the instant replay. From the get-go, Manila Digger have been looking a bit more dangerous. They're going down the left again. Giganto and stopped. Del Rosario. Will he make it goal number 2 for himself personally? He is brewing with confidence. You can just see it from his body language. That ball came off of Daniel Ashley, the center back. The keeper touched the ball out of the goalkeeper box. And I was certain there, nasa labas na siya nun.
Tignan natin sa replay. But it seems like it is a corner and not a handball, as we may have mistakenly assessed in
That's
that
very
match.
interesting, but you be the judge.
Oh, that is very tight. It's hard to see with this angle, no, Claro?
And for me personally, if I can chime in, I think the ball went past the goal line. Tinapik ng keeper.
Yun na nga.
But hey, a set piece, and it's played short. Junior Miley. MJ Libre was denied by Regala. MJ Libre again, but he's known as MJ Libre, but he carries the name MJ Canicosa. The intentions were right there to take it one touch and find Ashley Flores. But not really on the same page. Ashley Flores a little in the center. And let's see, of course, how things will go. I believe that the first 15 minutes of the second half is very vital in executing any adjustments for the two sides.
Exactly. That is when teams come in focused with their game plan in mind, and that was a good attempt by Manila Diggers, by Maharlika Taguig FC rather.
It looked like it was MJ Libre doing it again. May traffic, may defender, walang problema daw. MJ Libre will work his way through. He hit the side netting, but look what we have here. It's a corner kick for Maharlika Taguig. And I believe that's their first corner. We did note earlier, walang corner kick ang Maharlika nung halftime. Anton Del Rosario and Dave Basa are up again as expected. But it came off another Manila Digger player from the initial looks, kaya may corner kick sa kabila naman. I think Bozawi was asking for a call. Kita mo, nagre-reklamo ka agad sa ref sa sitwasyon na yun. And it's Clifford Daipuyat again, one of the most experienced referees actually manning this game. Well, there you go, an update for corners. Nakahabol na ang Maharlika.
So as it stands, it is now 4 corners for Manila Diggers FC and now 4 for Maharlika Taguig FC, with 3 of those coming in the last 5-10 minutes of this game.
The very interesting spell. What happens though for you guys when you have to deal with consecutive corner kicks?
When we
nakakapagod.
defend,
Yeah.
when we defend, we would definitely need to stay switched on, because really those are pivotal moments where just one lapse in focus, you can concede a goal. And when we talk about football, football is a game of moments, especially with games like this where it's so competitive, and one moment can spell the difference. Kaya defending-wise, kailangan switched on talaga.
Of course, it's a very long game, but you can never just lose your focus or make a lapse here. As you deal, if you do make a mistake or just give way to any of these teams, any of the 15 teams, they're going to make you pay the price. They're going to find the back of the net. They're going to carve out the scoring chance.
Exactly.
But Maharlika will try to get out of this area. Coach Lurch appears to be furious with his players. But before we resume play, here's our substitution, the second of the game for Manila Digger. And it's the man himself, Japet Pinheiro, coming off the bench. Pinheiro stepping on. Ashley Flores stepping off. And it's in the pretty much in the 56th minute already.
Number 11, Jim Flores, replaced by number 22, Herman Pinheiro.
And what's interesting is that Pinheiro started again last game and came away with a goal and an assist and was named man of the match. And this time around, he's coming off the bench. And he could just be that that spark plug for them. Dito para kay Coach Pong Liman.
Correct, Claro. And Pinheiro being the goal scorer in the last match, that just adds to his fuel of wanting to come in and change the game. And I am hopeful that he will come in with the intent to score and intent to spell that difference for his team.
So it's all to play for now. As MJ Libre will try to make this long ball work against Barsanilla.
MJ Libre Claro has been working the whole game. He's been getting himself into positions where he can attack, where he can set his teammates up for attack. And honestly, these are the teammates that you'd want to be playing with.
Definitely. And he's been putting in the work. There was a brief double team there on Diao Su. Daniel Ashley. Manila Digger now are just seizing control over this one. We'll try to break down Maharlika as they play it through. Manila Digger, as of late, have been working their magic on the left. And that's where most of their attacking opportunities have emerged. We saw Barsanilla come out best there. So traffic will swing again from left to right. Manila Digger are in their yellow and black uniforms. Maharlika Taguig are in their yellow, or sorry, Maharlika Taguig are in their white uniforms. There you go. Manila Digger in their yellow and black. We see it in the middle. Maharlika have been able to get their numbers all together, and they've been cohesive on defense. It swings back again now. Pinheiro, the fresh legs, trying to inject more offense to them. Well, here comes Dave Basa and gets the stop to deny Diao Su. And don't you forget to follow the Philippines Football League on their social media channels at We Are PFL. You are also catching this game on pfl.org.ph and on Blast TV. But don't you forget, there's also Premier Football available on Sky Cable and Signal. Kelm is also the official outfitter of the league, and Star is the official match ball. As here comes Bozawi. They'll negotiate out of the danger area. And it's on to Gab Abo. Not enough support, so they just opted to reset and give it to the likes of their experienced players at the back. Timothy Uy. He also played the last league with this outfit. And we did not mention it earlier, I think, but Coach Ler Chenjiang Ang coach ng Maharlika is playing against his former team, Manila Digger. Manila Digger, in fact, did also suit up in the Copa Paulino Alcantara. As Barsanilla says safety first. This ball just taking altitude, pretty much just half cleared. But it's whipped in. They tried to find Junior Miley, but this was no good. That ball seemed to be overplayed from the right.
And you see here Maharlika FC really trying, really wanting to score, get back on the score sheet to lead the game. And that's for those who have been tuning in earlier with us. Maharlika FC led the game 1-0 in the first 20 minutes of the game, and Manila Diggers answered back and equalized the game to 1-1 and the score as it stands.
So
right now.
we look at our fouls. It's a 6-3. Manila Digger have gotten whistled a number of times already. So just to double check, actually, our scorers. We saw Lucas Del Rosario score in the 34th minute, and then it was John Sangchon for Manila Digger who answered back in the 43rd. So no goals yet here in the second half. Siguro yung masaya lang yung goalkeeper. no one finding the back of the net yet, but it's been some close action. Maharlika, as we know, when we've covered this team and seen them compete since about 2020, when the team was founded, do like to play defensive and unleash on the counter, and they have more tools now as a result of Dave Basso making his return along with Anton Del Rosario. And there's a look at our shots. It is 5-9, and what's interesting is it favors Maharlika when you refer to shots, but Manila Digger are dictating the midfield as of late.
Correct. And what's encouraging to see is that Maharlika FC is having more shots on goal, and a good number of them are on target. So with 3 shots on target, 9 on goal, and 1 goal, it is looking very positive for them. Right now, it's really a matter of capitalizing on those goals and finishing the game with a win.
Yeah, I also want to point out is we have yet to see a draw actually in this edition in the Philippines Football League. But then again, it's only match day number 4, but just some facts out there. So should this scoreline remain, there you go. This could potentially be the first draw of the tournament. And don't you forget, may mga laro pa tayo mamaya. We have Manila Montet and Tuloy FC squaring off at 5:45 p.m. dito po sa Rizal Memorial Stadium. You can continue to catch the games right here on the different platforms we mentioned. And we have Philippine Army FC and UCFC. 2 teams out to bounce back. They will play their fixture at 8:30 p.m. right here. And simultaneously at 4 p.m. at the University of Makati, you do have Davao Aguilas UMAC of Coach Aber Rosgal square off with the likes of Minjola FC 1991 with their lead man Hamed Hajimadi. And when we look on the pitch, that's got to be a big blow. Dave Basa is slow to walk off the pitch and is in need of treatment from the looks of it. And that is why play is stopped, as Basa had to be helped off the pitch. And this is Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Camille Rodriguez. 30 or less than 30 minutes remaining in this one to separate these 2 teams. Play seemed to be resumed from the get-go, but there's a man down again. And now it's Dante Tirando. And he's got non-stop when you even refer to last game.
Yes.
Tirando all work and showing that work rate against the youthful Tuloy FC again. Those boys just never stop charging at you when we refer
and when
to
you are in
Tuloy.
a position of being a midfielder, especially on the wing side, the work rate is usually expected to be very high, na kailangan mo umatake, pero kailangan mo din dumipensa. And we see that he has been doing that the whole game. And this just gives the opportunity for more support from his teammates coming in, changing them, as we could see some substitutions being made for Maharlika FC.
So we're slowly getting confirmation on who will be stepping off for them. And things, I think, still need to be sorted out. But Terrando is down again. We have Christian Hamon, Ero Belonio, and Gael Basana stepping into the game. So far we have confirmed that Dante Terrando cannot continue. That will be a big blow for them given the skill set that he has and could bring into the game. But then again, it looks like he's suffering from cramps, so that's quite a good precaution that they're already making the change. Another man stepping off is Junior Miley. And Junior Miley is that guy who supports Victor Nakawa up front. Well, there you go. We'll try to sort out who was that other change. But we'll try to run through it with our venue announcer. So 25 minutes remaining until additional time, and we haven't been able to separate these squads, to the dismay maybe of the pro digger squads and pro Manila Maharlika supporters. But you can say, for neutral people, the broadcast panel, we've been enjoying this one. But here comes Libre, dancing and takes it. The keeper just batted it away, but got it. Julia Koreyama just got it done.
And this is what we've been noticing. This was what we've been observing the whole game, with MJ Libre being there, putting himself into positions of attacking, of scoring, and just in this moment, he tried to score a goal for his team.
And an interesting thing is, we said earlier, more or less, Lucas Del Rosario scored the opener for Maharlika coming out of the cooling break in the first half. We had a short stoppage to tend to the players of Taguig who were down, suffering from the likes of cramps. And they almost scored again. There's something with Maharlika here and pouncing on those situations off breaks. But so we have our confirmations right there, but from the way Maharlika's players are put out, it looks like Dave Basa has checked out.
Number 19, Junior Miley, replaced by
And it's on with the skipper, Shin Min Ki.
and number 18, David Basa, replaced
Trying to play this one over the top.
Christian Hamon.
So there you go. Confirmation here of our subs, Christian Hamon, Ero Belonio, and Gael Basana check in. What's significant there is that Junior Miley, Dante Terrando, and Dave Basa had to call it a day. Dave Basa was able to play the full 90 last week. So it's on the left again. That flow continues, playing off of the experienced Eric Giganto.
And when we talk about players who are really stepping up for the team, Giganto has really been that factor for Manila Diggers FC. He's been working hard on the left wing, and his efforts have paid off in the first half, and he created that assist to set his teammate up, Sangchon Jion, and he looks to build on it. It seems that he has no signs of stopping.
No signs of stopping, and they'd like to get that goal to show for it here. Well, here's a chance to unleash on the counter. It looks like it is Basana. And so he squint there after
yeah.
seeing that collision also. Sangchon John getting floored.
And we see his teammates questioning the call of the referee because it is a very painful contact made between Sanchon Jion and Maharlika FC.
It's on the boots. It's got to brush that infill off too, given this is artificial turf. So coaches have already started moving their chess pieces here and there with the subs. And it seemed like offensive changes primarily dito para sa Manila Digger, while Maharlika Taguig FC had to sub off some of their players on defense as they appeared to get hurt.
And to your point about making these substitutions. It's interesting that Coach Pong, at the start of the game when we interviewed him, sabi niya, what spells the difference in this game is that they just need to follow the game plan, but at the same time, he highlighted the value of those coming off the bench, na sila yung magiging game changers. And so far, they have two who have entered this second half. No, this is Sudiao and Earl Pinheiro for Manila Diggers FC.
As Basana couldn't get that on target, but you can say that's some instant offense here. Coming off the bench, giving you a shot, but not on target. So traffic continues again dito. Manila Digger playing from left to right. And should this stick, they will settle for a draw again. Maharlika will provisionally move up to 4th place and will have 4 points. As Parsanilla is trying to deny our fresh sub again in Basana of Taguig. And interesting, Camille, 0 offsides based on our statistics in this game. And I see you giving the approval.
I think what that tells us is that both teams really are looking to be organized, looking to stay on side.
Walang mga masyadong excited dito. Oy, takbo na, takbo na. try to run past the back line. These guys, I think, haven't been able to show that discipline.
And when we talk about being onside, no, that means you need to be staying under the last man of the defensive line, because if you are beyond them and you receive the ball, that's when the game stops and an offside call is made by the referee.
Of course,
And minsan yun yung ano, no? Pagbago ka sa football, mahirap intindihin onti yung offside, pero hopefully you keep watching and you keep understanding what the rules of football are. And Clara and I are very welcome, and all the game commentators, to help explain football and grow the love for the sport.
Definitely. Everyone's welcome to come here again to the Rizal Memorial Stadium to catch the action. If you're catching it in the live stream, of course, we're glad to have you with us. But you can also come here to the stadium, as we have Darwin Regala. He's having a laugh already with Timothy Uy, asking for a card.
Pero nagtatawag ng card. Tama ba yun out of frustration? O
I can do some lip reading too
siya.
there for the reaction. Diyan kay Darwin Regala. Well, with what emerges, he wins himself a free kick on the right wing, and a chance for skipper Shin Min Ki to just give a lovely cross into the goalkeeper box.
I think as it stands, this is our first set piece of the match. First free kick for Manila Diggers FC.
Majority, as we did get to point out, o halos lahat, mga corner kick. Shin Min Ki will just sort this out. Just to wrap up what I was mentioning with the standings earlier, Manila Digger and Maharlika Taguig will be 4 points apiece and will be provisionally 4th if this scoreline sticks and leads to a draw. Anton Del Rosario just taking over the defense. And I got to see Anton Del Rosario right before their opening game, and of course, he's been out of play for some time. He made his return to the professional stage. And it's also been some time since he last suited up for the national team. So I went straight up. If Coach Tom calls you up, are you taking it? Are you making a return? He goes, yeah, of course. Why not? This ball over hit. Parsanilla got his head to it. The fire's still alive, though. It's still in. Maharlika asking for offside, but it's still in. They swung it over now. It's relatively in the middle, but Pinheiro couldn't secure it now. Libre. Just orchestrating this like a magician. But Timothy Owen knocked it forward, but possibly overplayed. He couldn't find Basana.
I think that was a great run by Timothy Uy, being very positive in attack and setting his teammate up for that play.
The keeper was off his line. You had a gift for Pinheiro. sent it almost out of the stadium. A near gift. Or halos regalo na to, kahit hindi pa Pasko.
Gusto ko yun, klaro. But I think just in this moment, he had a little bit more time to be grounded, to keep his feet on the ground, and pick out that shot that could have spelled the difference for them in this game.
Was it possible also with the keeper of his line, Pinheiro may have had to react? Oh, he might grab it all of a sudden, or an opposing player from Manila Digger might just go and poke it away. So Regala will try to get it going in the right wing. Pinheiro giving them that much needed spark on the right. Halos lahat ng mga atake ng Manila Digger sa kaliwa mula kay Eric Giganto.
And this is something we expect from Pinheiro as he comes in very attacking. Diba, siya yung naka-goal sa previous game, and he had one of the best chances of Manila Diggers FC for the second half.
It was a close chance, and again, it's about making them count. Some veteran moves there, just stopping the Maharlika foray forward. But here's a double substitution. And it looks like Shinmin Ki will need some assistance in stepping off, but we'll just take note of our subs who were checking into the game. There's Jimson Cristal, another former Minjola man. And again, it is that Coach Pong Lehman gravitational pull, as he's been able to get some former San Beda and Minjola boys into this Manila Digger squad. Ashley Flores, again, one of them, with its storied career in the NCAA. If you play for Minjola, most likely you're from San Beda and you picked up championships. That's how good their squad or football program is. And some of them, of course, have moved already here. And that just speaks volumes of that program we were just mentioning of San Beda. So Shinmin Ki will have to re-enter the match from the side. And the player stepping off are Jeon Sang-cheon. Jeon Sang-cheon is one of them.
The other one is Dean Ibarle.
Well, there's Dean Ibarle again. That's another Minjola player, just talking about them. And here is El Ugu Elias.
This is what we're talking about the Philippine community. No? It is big, but at the same time, it is very small in a sense na magkakakilala kayo one way or another. Magkakakitaan ulit kayo, whether that be against each other or one would be a player, another to be a coach. And I'm just very happy that we now have this bigger platform for male football players to perform and show what they can.
And here's a chance that was headed. It seemed to be wide, courtesy of Gael Basana. And that's what you were saying. There's more teams now. And, of course, somewhat aligning to international leagues in the region, in Asia. There are more foreign players now, or there are foreign players, mind you, who are allowed to suit up here in the Philippines Football League. As we said earlier, I keep saying like a broken record, I'm sorry. To be the best, you got to play against better players, or you got to play against the best out there.
And I think what's important is that we make it as competitive as possible, and with 15 teams in the league and many of them tapping foreign talent, this just ups the level of Philippine football, and this is really at the end of the day growing our local grassroots system.
That's right. More teams again, so more opportunities for players to show themselves and get a career from playing football. And again, everyone's just open to just drop by and catch the beautiful game right here as we are heading to our cooling break. So when we talk about the timing, there's a stoppage for subs. Sakto din pala yung cooling break dito, as referee Clifford Daipuyat signaled and pointed to their respective technical areas. And there's another de facto timeout, as we were saying. And Less than 12 minutes remaining in this game. We take a look at our passes completed. Very interesting. Manila Digger pretty much doubled the passes completed dito ng Maharlika Taguig.
Tama, no? So Manila Diggers have been having a lot of passes. They are moving the ball quickly. And at the same time, interesting here is that they have utilized 4 of their subs already, which just reinforces the direction of Coach Pong, wherein they really are utilizing their game changers on the bench. And as we finish the second halftime, it just signals the last few minutes of the game where, as we know, in the first half, dito nakascore si Manila Diggers, and hopefully Maharlika FC is switched on to remain in the game.
So there you go, teams geared up for the finish. That's pretty much the final pit stop here, and we're on to the end. This game could finish as a draw again, as this is the league format. It's the PFL. Both teams are coming off wins, and they do not want to drop points. When we say drop points, that is picking up a draw or losing. They want to continue to keep pace with the big guns again, such as Kaya, Stallion, and Juan Taguig. Anton Del Rosario sends this forward with the diagonal ball. Wazawi. He just wowed me with his ball control. Regala kept it in, but it was almost picked up by Abo. Finds himself in a tough area. It's clear to the middle. Anton Del Rosario chesting it down. Up against Diao Su. And Del Rosario's whistle there with the call. And quite a spell here. Both teams working hard. A bit too hard, kaya may foul.
And as we enter the closing minutes of the half, we really expect both teams to really try and score a goal, because as competitive as they are, gusto nila manalo sila, and it's very interesting to see how this game pans out.
Of course, these guys are competitors. They're here because they want to win. And it's very interesting now. May pagka back and forth dito sa laro. Manila Digger just couldn't get a decent spell forward this time around. Earlier, we did get to see the passing accuracy, and Manila Digger have just been connecting more as a result of dictating possession. And what's very interesting, Cam, is we've had this stop-start nature. Bigla ang daming throw-in, ang daming fouls in the middle of the field leading to free kicks. And does that tell you any signs, actually, with that stop-start nature of the game?
Well, it is part of the game, no? And it can be difficult kasi parang wala kang harmony. Gusto mo tuloy-tuloy, lalo na pag nasa inyo yung bola. At mahirap pag stop-start. But let's see. Maharlika FC with a shot. And you could see Yuya Kuriyama very hyped after making a really crucial save.
What a stop from the keeper. But Lucas Del Rosario just gave a promising ball here to Gael Basana. Basana again continuing to give them some opportunities to score, or shots rather. And here's a corner kick. Abo whips it in.
And you can just tell what it means to Yuya Kuriyama with the way he really celebrated that save. So kung sa striker, pagkatapos ng goal, magsa-celebrate ka talaga, maganda din makita na yung mga keepers pag mga save na gano'n na one-on-one, para na rin silang naka-goal for their team.
Kita mo medyo may konting takot sa mga striker tuloy ng kalaban. Some loose touches or handles from Darwin Regala. Daniel Ashley and swung it over to Shinmin Ki. Looks like he's playing center back now to see this ending, or to see this game through. Over to Jimson Cristal. Cristal, can he get past? He manages to do so. Gives it over Giganto. Giganto a little flat-footed there. He gave the thumbs up for that ball. Here's the volley kick. The volley kick mula kay Mamadou Sene.
And when we talk about responses for the game, Manila Diggers really responded back after that close shot on goal against them, no? So as it stands with 5 minutes left of open play, both teams are still going at it with no signs of slowing down.
Contagious na rin yung energy na binanggit mo
Oh,
kanina.
na-excite
Mula
ako
sa
eh.
goalkeeper eh.
Feel na feel yung energy ni Yuya Kuriyama after he made that big save for his team.
Siyempre. But as this ball rolls out of play, Timothy Oy is down and stretching himself. And it appears to be cramps again. It's just the second game of the season, and we've seen a number of players succumb to this already. But would you say it's quite understandable given the weather conditions again? We said it's no joke, right?
Yes, I think weather is definitely a factor. It's also important how they look after themselves before entering this game, diba? It goes down to how much sleep you have, what do you eat, how do you take care of yourselves, and for these professional players, this is their life, and it really is important what they do on the pitch, but also equally or even more so important what they do outside of the pitch.
It's a 24-hour job, with the way you explained it. It takes that discipline, of course, because that can just lead to your advantages here when it all boils down to the 90 minutes on the field.
Exactly.
That's right. Listening in also, we see one of our new colleagues, Jed Jamante, listening in. Another UAAP legend will be joining the broadcast panel this Sunday afternoon sa Philippines Football League.
So make sure to stay tuned because he will be on the mic after us, Claro, no?
That's
And
right.
it would be valuable, his insights, having been in that level of football. So for those who want to hear Jajamante commentate, please continue watching PFL today.
That's right. As Jonathan Gold will come on. Those could be the last rolls of the dice for Coach Lurch. Cristal over to Shin. Daniel Ashley. We've seen these teams, I think understandably, play quite safe. Both have scored already. I mean, you want to get forward in the attack, but at the same time, you don't want to concede. I think that's why we've seen some of that cagey moments in the game, or that flow.
I think a player that has stood out in this last 15 minutes is really the substitute from Maharlika FC.
Who's stood out for you coming off the bench?
Yes, coming off the bench, the one whose shot was saved by Yuya Kuriyama. The name just escapes me right now.
It's
But
Gael Basana.
yes, Yael Basana has been brave in those moments of attack, and sometimes that's what you need, diba? Yung onting X factor para to really just finish off the game. So what Maharlika FC is doing correct right now is they're connecting their passes, and hopefully they're able to use the courage of their top striker.
There's
Gael
a chance,
Basana.
but it's into the net, and
But-
good from the looks of it. Referee signals, but there are discussions. Clifford Daipuyat is just having a word, and he is going to speak with our linesman. We have no VAR here. It's straight to the point. The referee's decision will stick. Let's see here. I'm getting goosebumps already as we're awaiting the decision. And it's good for Manila Digger. A late goal. And you were talking about the celebrations of Yuya Koriyama, their keeper. Kitang-kita natin dito sa harap.
And this is really what it means to Manila Diggers FC as players. But for those here in Rizal Memorial Stadium, their community is really cheering them on. And this is what it means for the Manila Diggers FC community.
And we see there, it was sent in from the wing. The keeper tapped it. I think they were calling for a handball, but from the looks of it, the ball passed the line already clearly.
Correct.
No
And,
complications, no hand of God-like moments, as we've seen in the history of the game.
you know, at one point, Claro, a goal is a goal. And in the last 2 minutes of the game, this could be the winner for Manila Diggers FC.
It was sent in from the left wing. And I think that is skipper Shin Min Ki dito para sa Manila Digger. Very interesting, but from the looks of it, the referee's decision sticks to award the goal. And it looks like we'll be taking a look at that again, but nonetheless, it's 2-1. Manila Digger have the lead. They want to get that cushion right now, and you just see how they just flipped the script. And we were saying how these teams were playing safe. And
Not anymore, Clara.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
But a chance in front
And again,
now. We see Yao Su, the sub, hitting the pitch. No call by the referee. But I think we are just getting our announcement for the last goal. So there you go. We'll get confirmation.
and Minky Shin, Claro, the whole game has been such a valuable asset to the Manila Diggers FC, working hard in the middle, being the playmaker. But in this moment, he is the hero for Manila Diggers FC.
So we also have confirmation that we have 6 minutes of additional time, as fourth official Samuel Mendoza confirmed down on the field. But MJ Libre was second best in that scenario. And Manila Digger are just surfing that wave. It's better late than never, we could say, in this scenario. And I can apply that to Maharlika. Better late than never. They have time to at least rescue a point.
And 6 minutes, Claro, is a lot of time in football time. So I am very excited to see how Maharlika Taguig FC will respond to that goal.
6 minutes is a very long time as they throw this one to Pinheiro, the man from Dumaguete. Pinheiro with stints such as Maharlika also. Years back, he also attracted attention from the Ascals development team. He played in the Copa under Club de Football Manila. No goal for him here, but you could say Manila Digger FC as a team did just enough, but they have to see through 5 more minutes or so dito sa ating second half added time. But it's
Manila
a corner
Diggers with the 5th corner of the match. And again, these set pieces, Clara, like what we've said throughout the game, it can spell the difference for them.
Jahana got it back from Shin. And looks like they'll try to burn some time off the clock. And we wanted to add also, as they whip it in again, they'll try to go for one more, but it was sent over by Eric Giganto. You could see the frustration kicking in already. They've had
Clara,
chances.
that was a free header we could see across by Manila Diggers. And Eric Giganto lifting up, getting contact on the ball, and his shot just went up the post.
They couldn't get it to dip under in hopes of sending it past Mamadou Sene once more. But here's Basana, and it went out already. With added time, this feels like forever if you're Manila Digger in trying to defend your lead. And this is just a breeze if you're Maharlika Manila desperate. You want to get all the chances in the world now, but it's only 4 minutes. That can go by quickly, especially nandun yung adrenaline rush sa mga player.
Tama, tama. And when you're down 1 goal with minutes to go, you really want to be brave and just risk. And I think right now Maharlika Taguig rather is showing that urgency to answer back and get back in the game.
And again, these two teams, their respective communities are all familiar with one another, given their respective histories in the Sevens League and Sunday League, as we mentioned. But they've elevated themselves and have fielded pro teams in the PFL. And the crowd getting into it also here.
Tumatayo ka na, Claro.
Of course, when we see this game geared up for a finish. Pero kanina pa to, this game was geared up for a close finish. Tabla tayo mula first half, di ba?
Tama.
Tandaan natin, Camille.
Exactly.
And Jahana sends it back, the fan favorite. Cristal wanted to get it to Giganto. Keeper off his line and out of the box. And the recap again. Lucas Del Rosario gave us the opener in the 34th minute as Jung San Chon leveled things in the 43rd. And Captain Chin Min Ki, more or less in the 89th minute, more or less, gave Manila Digger the potential, or gave Manila Digger the go-ahead. But here comes Pinheiro now. Will he work his magic for them? Here comes Jahana. Hit it out to the left with open space. Will Cristal get it? Unfortunately, no. And we saw some time wasting attempted from Jimson Cristal. Just knocking
It's
it
a little
away.
bit obvious.
Veteran moves nga ang tawag natin doon.
May onting gulang, no? And when you are on the front foot and you're Manila Diggers FC, that is a tactic that they can utilize to just really protect their league, because at the end of the day, just one goal advantage will spell the difference of a win and a draw.
Wazawi desperate to kickstart this offense for them now, as they played it back. Some players are asking for the switch because you see Abo open at left back. There's also MJ Libre, but he's covered by the defense. And they give it to Abo. Crosses it in. Cristal, but it's picked up though. The fire's still alive here. The cross in, the keeper tips it over the bar. And
There we
potential
go.
save there to save this result.
Again, Yuya Kuriyama makes a crucial save for his team, the second of many in this game. And again, he celebrated the same way he did the other time. Diba? Parang naka-goal.
Kaya nakatayo din ako, nahawa ko sa celebration niya kanina. Just bring in that energy. And when players sometimes show that emotion, the crowd get into it too, and just
And
throw-
commentators, you and I both.
commentators too. Kasama tayo dun sa crowd.
Kasama nga.
They throw in that extra support. But look what we have here. We have our goalkeeper charging forward. Mamadou Sene of Maharlika Taguig FC. They're gonna throw everything they have here. Well, interesting though, Coach Lurch may have sent him back, but they send in the cross. I think Jahana got his head to it, or it was the skipper. But Giganto floored from behind. And we are actually hitting the 7th minute already, but we did have a number of stoppages due to time wasting and set pieces. And we see now, of course, with the recent World Cups, if players attempt to waste time, they're just gonna put on more. So I think that's what's happening right here. +6 nakalagay, pero nasa 7 na tayo.
So really, any moment now that Manila Diggers gets to take home the 3 points. And interesting, they've had 8 shots on goal and 2 only on target, and both of those shots on target has resulted to their 2 goals of the match.
I mean, I'll say it. That's a fantastic conversion rate. 2 for
True.
2. But of course, that has to hurt.
100%
100%.
conversion rate, and sometimes that's what you need.
Breaks of the game, but it's of course a little sad if you're Maharlika, given the way you poured on your shots. And you have your veterans here. You saw these guys play very compact earlier. But this one not over.
There is still hope for Maharlika Taguig.
Into the area. Clearly no good. And that is the full-time whistle. Celebration on the pitch for Manila Digger. Yuya Kuriyama just feeling it, knocking down one of his teammates in utmost joy. But what a game we have had right here. But this is what you love at the end of the day. Handshakes, sportsmanship between the two teams again in this nail-biter that has just proved to be a treat for us.
It really has, and sulit na sulit. For those who are here in Rizal Memorial Stadium, this is the first of 3 games today, kaya sulit yung pagbili nyo ng ticket. And for those who are watching and want to come over, please do. We have 2 exciting matchups after this game. And for only 150 pesos, you get an upfront seat to the PFL action this weekend.
That's right, and your ticket is valid for the entire day. Later on, we have Manila Monter and Tuloy FC at 5:45. We also have Army and UCFC squaring off at 8:30. And for a moment, again, we did see teams, or it looks like they were playing safe, afraid of conceding while getting forward to attack. Well, we got our breakthrough goal here that needed some checking with the linesman. No VAR here, so it was their judgment, of course. You know, our referees go through those steps of training with the Philippine Football Federation. As we'll potentially have some highlights here to keep us company, and we'll just break down the action. Di tayo nasasawa rito, but here was what proved to be the go-ahead goal. Let's take a look. It was whipped in by Shin Min Ki, and let's look at what happened.
One frame.
We see here that this could not be deemed as a goal immediately because Maharlika Taguig FC were asking for a handball. Manila Digger sent it to the back of the net. The referee Clifford Daipuyat did get to talk to his linesman to judge, as he had the best vantage point. Nandun siya sa kanan. The linesman not in view here. And again, this was the goal of Shin Min Ki that he picked up. It's very interesting. So there you go. We're taking a look at the replay. What did you have to say right here?
Well, it is a controversial goal, but you know, as we saw in the replay, the ball has crossed the line before it hit the player's arm, and because of that, the goal has been counted, and it was discussed by our central referee with their linesman, and that just proved the difference and elevated Manila Digger FC 2-1 over Maharlika Taguig FC.
Scorers again in this match. Lucas Del Rosario gave Maharlika the opener in the 34th. 9 minutes later, John Sang-chon found the back of the net to level things at 1-1, but it was virtually at the death where we saw the go-ahead for Manila Digger behind Shin Min Ki. And because of this, Manila Digger are undefeated after 2 games, as we will take it pitchside to Nina Avia with our man of the match.
And how here with me today is the moment man of the match, Shin Min Ki. So Shin Min Ki, I just want to ask you, how do you feel about the win today?
I'm so glad because we are win, and we first half is very difficult and many so hard, but we are make it win, and then I'm very good and very glad. Yeah.
So is there anything the coach said in the halftime that helped you in the second half?
We are coaches always respect me and another player, and then I am defender midfielder, and we are many move and running, and we make a chance and combination, and we will do that. Yeah.
So do you guys have now a plan for the next game?
We always win, and we don't lose. We are strong. We will be the strong team. Yeah.
Thank you so much and congratulations again. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Nina, and congratulations again to Manila Digger FC and Shin Min Ki, the man who made the difference right here in this game. But that does it right here for match number 1. And we'd like to say thank you in behalf of Direct Ico de Guzman. This is Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Camille Rodriguez, pitchside reporter Nina Alvia. We are far from done today with Philippines Football League action. First match is Manila Digger FC taking a slim 2-1 victory over Maharlika Taguig. And Next up is Manila Montet versus Toloy FC, and we'll catch you in a bit.
So I'm not sure if
People always trying to put me down on the ground, but I haters be jealous cause I'm the right in their mind. In their minds, screw up with me, boy, don't go crying in their minds. Come on at me, boy, there's a fight.